Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hell fucking
Yo,
Yo, what up?
what up, man? Holy shit, it's NECRO. Wow.
Is it me?
I think so, man. I think so. This is fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Let me see if it's me.
I think it's you, man. You
hope
definitely
Who knows if it's me? It could be anything, bro. It might not be me. I'm gonna be real with you.
looks like you, sounds like you. I think it's you. NECRO, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Hell Fucking Yeah podcast. Got the NECRO shirt here.
Oh, that's what's up. That's a fire shirt.
Dude.
Stories of the almost dead.
I love this fucking shirt. You get that shirt at necroproduct.com. Check out necrohiphop.com for everything else. Still in Brooklyn, right?
Yes, sir.
Brooklyn for life.
Hollywood Hills at some point.
Okay. I was going to say, ever thinking about leaving, maybe middle of nowhere, but Hollywood Hills. All right.
When I can afford it.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little scary, those things out there, because I wonder if they fucking the way they build those places on there, they usually it's built on 3 fucking rods or some shit, and
all those places that are
fucking mountain in the
Yeah.
Hollywood Hills,
yeah, those really high up places. Well, you don't got to worry about the ocean, you know what I mean, like fucking flooding or anything like that. But yeah,
I like
guess
that area. I like the views and the hookers.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man. When you speak the truth, when the truth comes out of Necro's mouth, it offends. Here's the reality about women. They don't really have much to offer except their fucking pussy and ass. I mean, the reality is that they're always looking for a man to do everything. If you can see it when you look on Instagram now, it's literally they just show their body off, and it's really just so they can pick and choose the better man. They have all these men, and all this validation and all this fucking. They don't even need men anymore. All they need is an Instagram page with likes. As long as the likes come in, they feel validated.
Right.
They have that adrenaline rush that they might have not had. Things have changed in the last 100 years. There was a point where women needed men. They don't need us anymore now. Now they're just making OnlyFans. They do need us. They need us as customers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's but they used to literally rely on us because, it was a man's world. Now it seems like it's a woman's world because they fucking basically, they can do whatever they want. I can post anything up and I get flagged and shadow banned. They post their asshole up and it gets fucking more views. I'm not hating on it because I like seeing their asshole, but
right.
Hold on 1 second. We'll bring in my birthday cake.
Yeah, is today's your birthday, right? I think I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not really a birthday celebrating type of guy. I mean, I will go out with the boys on the weekend and see Top Gun.
Oh, I saw it.
Okay, well, don't even give me your opinion on it because we're gonna go see it. So
don't say a
I don't
thing.
want to hear, negative or positive.
Right.
Because we're gonna go see it anyway. If it sucks then. But I'll still be with my boys and we'll abuse the movie if it sucks.
Absolutely. Well, I know you don't celebrate, but I gotta say, I appreciate you coming on here on your birthday, and happy birthday, man.
Thank you. I mean, listen to me. Every day is a birthday. The way I view shit I think I see things a little different than most people. I mean, most people. I view, we're in the universe. You know what I'm saying? And we're here in the universe for only. It's like a life could be almost like a split second if you think about the trillions of years or whatever since fucking the Earth was here, and they talk about how the Earth. Got destroyed and re-brought back, and you know what I mean? Like all these different, because so much time, like there could be 1,000,000 years and one little thing happens, one moon moves a little bit over here. And so to me, a birthday, it's like, okay, it's really, it's kind of for people to fucking just say you're older, oh, you're older now. I'm going to disrespect you now.
Right.
You're older. But the way I view it is every day's a birthday because we go to sleep, we wake up, it's a new day. The earth rotated or whatever. And it's a new chance for you to fucking do something positive with your life, either with health or with goals. You can start over. I mean, there's no reason you have to stick to whatever you did yesterday. You could say, today I'm going to do this, you know what I mean? And today I'm going to be healthy. And so every day's a birthday, really, in my opinion. But, you know, I get the, you know, the whole tradition and all that. But, you know, I'm not one to, when you're a kid, you know, it's cool. You celebrate your birthday because you're young. As you get older, I don't know. I just, it just, you know, especially in hip hop where there's so much ageism, and people want to judge you on age. Oh, you've been around a long time. That means you must not be good. The way I view it is, if I'm here longer than somebody, shouldn't I be better at my craft? It's not like it's not like basketball where you fucking, your knee gives out. You know what I mean? My brain is still here. I can still think. I know how to rap. I didn't lose the ability to write. So my shit should be hotter now, if anything.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think it is, man. I mean, it's been good since day one. I was just the other day, I was listening to the old school classic, I Need Drugs, you know. The title track itself, it never gets old. It's still as funny as the first time I heard it. And yeah, man, absolute classic.
It's one of those joints that you know, spoke to a lot of people because everybody has junkies in the family, and you know, and drugs. Everybody's addicted to something, and yeah, I mean, it worked out. You know, I don't think a lot of people liked the original from LL. I mean, they did. I liked it. It was cool, but you know what I mean? Like, I think hardcore hip hop heads didn't really like I Need Love as much. So it wasn't going to be a song that people were going to talk about 20 years later as far as hip hop fans. You know, if nobody really does ever mention I Need Love from LL. They always talk about Rock the Bells and I'm Bad and Mama's Gonna Knock You Out.
Yep.
They only talk about I Need Love when they're mentioning how he was like unique or diverse. Oh, he also did that. But the way I flipped it, it kind of turned it into something a little bit even cooler than his original. Obviously, salute LL. We wouldn't have my version without his. You know what I mean? So I salute him. No, never disrespect. I love LL Cool J. Yeah, I Need Drugs was definitely. I could have made a song about drugs and talked about Uncle Howie and fucking my drug dealing days, and it could have been on a beat or whatever, another beat, a NECRO type beat, and it might have been classic. Might have been just a good joint, you know what I mean? Who knows? But because I somehow came up with the genius idea of doing the interpolation, that added to it. It's like, okay, the lyrical content we all relate to, and he's rapping it this way. And then because not everybody gets that I redid I Need Love.
Right.
There's a lot of people that think that's the way I just made the song because I'm being weird or original or whatever. Then there's the hip hop head who really triple gets it because he's like, oh, you redid the LL shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because then that makes it even more candy. Like, oh, okay, because he's rapping like LL on there. So yeah, you know, I mean, I Need Drugs is definitely a track that has helped my career. You know, it's one of those in the stash, what you would call a hit. It's an underground hit.
Absolutely.
It's never mainstream hit, really, because if it was a mainstream hit, LL would have talked about it. You know what I mean? And he never did. I've never gotten acknowledgement from LL. Isn't it interesting? Check how fucking LL is so big in a mainstream platform and world. LL has never talked about I Need Drugs, but we know, you being a NECRO fan and me being me and me knowing my fan base and my career, I Need Drugs must have been heard fucking 100 million times, probably all over the world. Even if the streams don't show it, the amount of people that streamed it, to playing it for someone, to schools, to this and that, to, you know, it's been played 100 million times and yet never made it to LL Cool J's ears, probably.
Yeah.
Unless he's seen it and avoided it. And it's just like, oh, fuck this nigga. You know, like I'm not going to acknowledge this kid, you know, because it's an interpolation and fuck him, you know, and that could be possible because he might just feel he's above me, you know, because he's LL and he didn't, you know, maybe he was insulted, you know, like, this guy flipped my shit. but he's never mentioned it. But I bet you if Eminem did it, it would get all the accolades of the fucking world. LL would salute him. Oh, he's so great. Everyone would suck his dick.
Right.
But Necro did what he did, and it's still, till this today, underground classic.
Right. Do you think LL has the personality, if he did hear it, to appreciate it, or you think he might?
I mean, LL
be offended by it.
You know, I could never diss LL because you're talking about a dude who's doing what we all do. You know, me as a rapper, what I do as a craft at 16, you know, rock the bells, my radio. I can't diss someone who's fresh. A lot of times, though, what happens is I noticed with Necro being a white kid from Brooklyn, from the projects, Jewish, never really hid from any of it. I didn't try to make believe I'm Italian. I didn't try to make believe I'm Puerto Rican. I probably could have lied to people and they would have believed I was a Puerto Rican Italian or this or that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or whatever, because it's not really fashionably cool to be a Jew. Jews get shitted on. There's so much propaganda from Arabs all over the world that it's like, you know, especially a lot of blacks identify or are Muslims, and you know that it's like we just get fucking shit on. It doesn't matter if I'm the dopest rapper on the planet, it's still gonna have, yeah, but he's white. Yeah, he's a white boy. Yeah, he's a Jew. It's like, all right, man, why does that even matter? Like when I hear Nas, I don't go, oh, he's a black.
Right.
I'm giving Nas respect because he's Nasir Jones and comes from the PJs and he's a great rapper. Why couldn't I get my respect like that just for being Ron, white kid from the projects?
Right.
But now we got to delve into the fact that he's Irish, or he's Russian, or he's black, or he's Nigerian. They don't do that as much with black rappers. Black rappers, you know, oh, he's just him. Right. But I'm telling you, with me, wow. So the racism is insane. So the LL world, you know, that world of Def Jam, it's crazy when you think about how Jews have helped. Okay, you wouldn't have Def Jam and LL without Rick Rubin, who's a Jew.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you see Rick Rubin get saluted?
Right.
Very little.
Right.
It has to be them specifically focusing on Rick Rubin for that piece of press for him to get that. But you won't hear his name get mentioned, you know what I mean, the way that they're going to salute Russell Simmons, as if Russell Simmons was more important to Def Jam than Rick Rubin. Russell Simmons was incredibly important for what he did and covering his angle, and if you want to make it a color thing, the black angle. Okay, then what was the white angle? The music? Because Rick Rubin was the music of Def Jam. He produced Run DMC. He produced all the music for LL. He produced Beastie Boys, you know, so like he did all their music, you know, but you notice how a lot of times, especially back in the day, producers are not getting their respect. Mm-hmm. It only seems like it really started where producers were getting respect with the Dre and then Primo. You don't see people salute Marley Marl the way that they salute Primo. Oh, I love Primo. But you don't hear people going, oh, I love Marley Marl. It was almost like, oh, he's in the background. He did all the Big Daddy Kane shit.
Right.
Then when Primo started doing a lot of people's shit at one time, even though Marley Marl was doing everybody's shit at one time, it just seems like people weren't ready. I was getting a lot of that. Like when I was doing beats for certain people, like people are acting like the beat maker is just some jerk off to make you a beat so you could be a rap star. And I'm just some asshole that just happens. Yeah, he's cool. We don't need to respect him though.
Right.
That's how I was treated when I dealt with guys like Cage and Nonfiction. It's why I stopped doing beats for people, because these guys' egos are so out of control that they think that the song is being made just because they can rap good. Nah, man, I made the beats. I'm the one that dug for records. I'm the one that found the samples. I'm the one that hooked up the drums. I'm the one that made the shit for you to rap to.
Right.
I'm a rapper myself. So being a rapper myself, I got major respect for producers because I'm a producer. So like when you see somebody disrespect producers, it was crazy. And that's how it kind of was at the beginning, you know? And nowadays people get more respect because, you know, you got guys like Kanye and he blew up, and, you know, and people see him almost as, you know, producer rapper the same way. And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but like Jay-Z doesn't produce shit.
Right.
Right? Isn't it interesting though?
Yeah.
Kanye raps and produces. Jay-Z does not. Nas does not.
Yeah.
All of Wu-Tang do not, except RZA. So it's very special when you're a producer rapper.
Yep.
If you notice, like it is more limited.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 out of 10 rappers is a rapper producer.
Right.
That is great though.
Yeah.
Not like every shithead who does shit and they might have a joint or two.
Right.
I'm talking about somebody who we could say has 100 joints.
Right.
NECRO
Yeah.
fans know I got 100 joints
Listen,
or more.
that's exactly what I was going to say. You're definitely a rare kind, man. I mean, even listening to Apple Music or reading the liner notes in a CD. I don't even know if CDs really exist anymore. But, you know, you see a track, Kanye, whoever. There's 10 people on that track that wrote it, produced it, did this, did that. You do everything. You do everything all around.
I did notice with Kanye, which is a little fucking weird. He started off one of his albums and RZA did the beat. I mean, but here's the thing: he's a rapper, so it's okay. I mean, it's not like he sees himself. He always saw himself as a rapper from day one, you know, and wanted that respect. So I can understand him thinking, "Oh, let me get with RZA. I want RZA to produce," you know. And so if you look at the beginning of that, if you look at that track's credits, you're gonna see this. Yeah, you're gonna see 8 different people's names.
Right.
But I never really understood that whole Dr. Dre, and then you'll see like 5 other people, a Scott Storch dude, and some other guy, and I don't relate to that because it's one thing if you have an engineer you work with or a mixer, but Dre is like literally has other people making part of the beats, and then it says produced by Dre, and then but a couple of people work, you know. I mean, it's a little weird the way that some of these guys do shit.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's because they lack ideas or they're so big and they're so busy that they need, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure what they do. I can't speak on why Dre and Kanye, you'll see like 10 different fucking names listed under their track, but it still says produced by Kanye, produced by Dre.
Right. Yeah. No, you know what? I think
maybe they see shit like a fucking composer. They're looking at it like I'm getting 10 different people to play 10 different things, and they're all putting their original ideas, and I produced it because I'm the composer of it. Maybe that's how they view it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, ultimately, you wouldn't get that. Listen, there's a reason that you're getting that from Kanye, that from Dre. If it was that dude who played on it, if he was able to be a great producer on his own, he would, right? So he must lack something and just be a guy that can contribute to a Dre production.
Right.
And so ultimately Dre is like, I'm giving you a fucking chance. So I get that. It's not really my formula. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But you don't see that with Primo, though. I don't think you've ever seen Primo have another man's name listed under his beat. It's always going to be produced by Primo. So notice how Kanye and Dre do that. And notice how Kanye and Dre 100 times bigger than Primo. So maybe us dudes that do shit ourselves and kind of just keep it, you know, like that, we're going to have a limited sound. The limited sound is not that it's going to be a whack sound, because nobody's ever said my beats are whack or Primo's beats are whack. But maybe there's something commercial about that. That seems to be like a majorly commercial type of thing when you fucking use other people, other writers and all that. So NECRO's going to write what NECRO's going to write. Maybe that limits to what NECRO can do. And if NECRO decided tomorrow, I'm going to hire this girl to write, she's going to write with me, and now my song has la, 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 and shit I wouldn't do, and now that made it more commercial.
Right.
Because this, you know, like I've had girls sing and it's under my direction. But maybe, you know, if I was letting some other singers do what they wanted, it wouldn't be NECRO style. And that seems to be a big thing in the mainstream world. These people do have, like, a Justin Bieber album will be written by like 40 people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's accepted. It's not looked at as, oh, that dude's corny, why he didn't write all 15 songs himself.
Right.
They just accept it as it hits. Hits are made. I'm hearing a hit. It doesn't make a difference who wrote I'm sorry. All they know is it's a hit record and it's selling and you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they have a different view. They view it like a product that's being sold and whatever it will take to sell this product. Where a guy like me, I just view it as it's my art. Knock on wood, life is short. Yes, I would like to sell products. Don't get me wrong. If it was in me to create music to make money, I guess I would try it. Meaning I make what I like, and then I figure out how to make money from it.
Right.
Some of these other people say we need to make what's popping now, this trend or this or that, or they do it from a formula record label, like they're creating a product to sell. So like, let's create these cookies because we know they're going to sell. And I get that if you were selling cookies, as opposed to them me saying, well, I don't care if this cookie is really tasty to everyone, as long as I like this cookie. I mean, I can get that. Okay, that could be a little bit weird if I'm trying to mass market and mass sell cookies. If I'm the only one that likes the cookie,
Right.
But I don't think music, somebody creates music has ever, the legends, and said, oh, well, I think this is awesome, but it's not enough that I think it's awesome. I'm going to need to make sure everybody thinks it's awesome.
Right.
I mean, that's when you get into the whole Motown and sitting down and 10 people critique the record and decide if it's good or not. I mean, I don't think Curtis Mayfield, when he created classics like Superfly, I don't think he sat down with 15 people that decided whether or not his shit was hot. I would like to think he fucking was with his band, wrote that fire fucking soundtrack, and we have it. And we might not have had it if it went through the fucking, the Motown fucking machine, because maybe the Motown machine would have critiqued 15 things in that and took away all the candy that we like. So it's a double-edged sword. There's going to be times where you want music to be what the fuck it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then if you want to sell, but here's the thing. I believe, here's another way I view shit. If we took away all those people that were creating music specifically to sell, and now all people had was NECRO, they would love NECRO.
Right.
So in a way, are we really making shit more palatable to get every schmuck to like shit because NECRO's not palatable? Or is it the fact that in anything in life, when people only had that one car, that's the car they drove?
Right.
When you started offering 100 different cars in 1960s or 70s, well, now you create quote unquote a competition. Right. Now, if a corporation has more money and Ford is bigger than this other company, guess what? More people buy it now because now you have more marketing and all that. Does it really mean Ford's car is better than the one you had? Maybe not, actually, because sometimes the ones that were less popular might be the one that's more expensive or rare, and it's considered the delicacy, meaning it's not the cheap car. A lot of times the shit that sells to everybody, sometimes it is the cheap version.
Right.
You understand? So maybe the fucking Joni Mitchell track where she's pouring her soul out on a track is quote unquote what would be that real shit. And the little candy bubbly song that they make for Justin Bieber to sell to everyone is actually the cheap version because he didn't write it. So it doesn't have his soul in it. He doesn't feel it because someone else wrote the lyrics. He's performing it. He's making it look good, but it's not the genuine article. Right. Where someone might say, oh, Joni Mitchell, she just wrote that shit in her house on the guitar and went to the studio. That's soul. I'm only mentioning her, not because I really love her music or anything like that, but just as an example of, how people might view shit. She's considered someone that was organic or whatever, There's so many nuances when it comes to music, but I mean, I obviously, I wanted to spend my time creating songs like a Dead Body Disposal, as opposed to trying to get down with labels that'll let me hang out and then be able to do a song for Jodeci. And maybe it would have been a big song, the song I made for Jodeci, and they used it and it was huge, but it wouldn't get my dick hard. I mean, obviously, because I didn't do it at the time, it wouldn't have excited me knowing that's what I did. I'm more excited when somebody appreciates Dead Body Disposal.
Right.
Well, there's got to be a reason for that, right? There's a reason Metallica decided to make Metallica music. and not, you know, Aerosmith type music. You know,
Right.
they're both dope, but Aerosmith is obviously more mainstream and more, you know, commercial, and Metallica is more thrash and original. And
Right.
Metallica is probably bigger than Aerosmith now. And Metallica are doing fucking nonstop brutal.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, metal riffs and shit, where Aerosmith is more
and that's
like rock songs.
That's a perfect example. You know, anybody can listen to Aerosmith. My parents listen to Aerosmith. Will they listen to Metallica? Probably not. Here's from a fan view, you know, like, here's the thing. You created something. So 1999, Psychological Records started. You created a subgenre, death rap. You're the pioneer of that. You know what I mean?
They didn't like the horrorcore community because it was like really whack rappers that have no lyrical skills.
Yeah.
And the most they would talk about in the horror realm would be like mentioning Jason and Michael Myers and Freddy. Right. These guys, you would think you never watched any gore flicks. Like you never went and delved into like horror. You know what I mean? Like, and so that was whack to me. You know what I mean? And in the East Coast, you know, you had, you know, all these styles from, you know, whether it was Wu-Tang or Nas or Rakim, KRS, Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane, very complicated lyricists that put a lot of culture into their shit. And I wouldn't hear that in horrorcore, you know? I mean, of course, there's a couple of the dudes from the horrorcore world that did some decent shit, you know, whether a Gravediggers here and there or Ghetto Boys here and there. I mean, you know, because I don't know if they're considered horrorcore in every track. You know, it's a mix of gangsta and as well. But just overall, I was just like, you know, from immediately, I was like, I do not want to be called this genre. And the problem is the genre wasn't respected either because it was already looked down upon. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like by the whole entire hip hop community. So I'm like, the last thing I want to be, anyone even calling me, is the worst fucking thing in hip hop.
Right.
Just because I'm rapping dark shit. So I'm like, nah, I don't do horrorcore. We're gonna call my shit something different. Now I like the idea of death rap because it's you know, it's now we're separating my shit and my shit is way more lyrical. My shit is more boom bap. These dudes were using like, you know, Casio beats, not sampling real drum kits, not hooking up new sequences. You know, there's an art, you know, to sampling a drum kit, you know, and it might be boom, boom, da, boom, 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 ba off the record, 1972 break, you know, it could be a rock band. And you take that and you sample it, you know, and
right.
Boom, boom, da, boom, 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 da, boom. You make something new out of it, you know what I mean? That was done in the horrorcore world. The horrorcore world, you know, was like making drums from like keyboards, Casio keyboards. It was whack shit.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, yo, I'm not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not my genre.
Well, like you just
said,
said,
I'm not gonna be that fucking genre. You know, I'm gonna rap ultra violent shit, but make it extremely lyrical and extremely intriguing. You know, where the lines and the metaphors are as dope as anything from the other legends from New York, but just a little more brutal. You know what I mean? Like the evilest you ever really heard Nas come is I went to hell for snuffing Jesus. Or swinging my fists like a nigga breaking possessed by Satan. All hot lines. But that's kind of as dark as he would get.
Right.
And then everything was mostly street. And it would almost be like a little treat when Nas, every 10 verses, would throw in something satanic.
Yeah.
I'm hanging niggas like the Ku Klux Klan. He would say certain things that my whole style became, the whole verse is that, of coming that brutal. You know, but still lyrical. You know what I mean? Because I got to separate myself. If I rap exactly like Nas, then what are people going to say then? You know, if I rap exactly like Mobb Deep, because I was doing thug shit in the street and I was writing thug rhymes, but I was like, yo, if I do that, these guys are already platinum on Loud. You know, I can't compete with that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to be able to do something that at least nobody could fucking do, or that is doing. And that, you know, and because, you know, so that's how I kind of was like, you know, I said on the song, get your head clapped by the pioneer of, get your head clapped by the pioneer who invented death rap. I don't remember the line. It's on Rugged Shit now.
Yeah.
I forget my own lines because, you know, I haven't rehearsed live shows in a minute, but basically you know, I said that, you know, I invented that style. I'm the pioneer of that because I decided. You know, the problem with a lot of these fans and communities of fans is they feel they decide everything. You know, so they're bothered that I don't claim horrorcore. It insults them, and they're like, "Death rap is horrorcore," and I'm no, it's not. Nobody ever claimed death rap in any of these worlds that y'all fuck with. Not one rapper. I'm the first rapper to claim it, and I'm saying that's what I do.
Right.
How can you tell me what I do? You know what I'm saying? But that's how a lot of these hip hop fans are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If Metallica said, "Yo, we do thrash," people weren't telling them, "No, you do speed metal."
Yeah.
But nah, it's Metallica or a thrash band. So is Slayer, and that's what they all claimed. You know what I mean? And then Death and Obituary claimed death metal. People weren't like, "No, you're grindcore." But in hip hop, these kids are all haters. A lot of these kids, because everybody's a wannabe rapper.
Right.
Every fan is a wannabe rapper who fucking raps. Every fan thinks that the rappers that are really dope owe them respect. I bought your hat, so you owe me respect as a rapper now.
Right.
That's the mentality. It's a fucking warped mentality. Very warped, but you know, it's what it is. So you can insult these kids very easily. It's like you're almost walking on a tightrope with fans because you want to be like, "All right, bro, thank you for supporting me." You know what I mean? But don't fucking spam me with your music because, like, I didn't do that. I didn't go to other rappers on my come up and fucking harass rappers.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's one thing if it was a seminar for people with demos, and I go to the seminar and I have my demo played.
Yeah.
But I didn't go and bombard and harass people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these people do now. And so, you know, but yeah, you know, 100%. I invented my own shit, and nobody's done anything like it. You know what I mean? It's its own shit. You know what I mean? You can't really bite necro shit. A lot of people do in Europe. Like these people, there's so many people that are biters. Like it's sad. You know what I mean? They don't understand the culture of hip hop. From when you're from certain countries, you know, they understand the art of rhyming. We're rapping on a beat. They don't understand the culture of you don't bite another person's shit. You don't copy. You know, to them they think, "Oh, I'm the Italian version."
Right.
So it's okay to bite necro shit because I'm the Italian version. Nah, but I have fans in Italy too.
Right.
Italy loves necro for necro. You're not the Italian version of me.
Yeah.
I'm necro. In Italy. When fans in Italy listen to that, right? Do you say, "Oh, that's the Italian version of Slayer because it's an Italian fan from Italy"?
Right.
No, the Italian fan from Italy listens to Slayer.
Right.
And Slayer comes and performs in Italy.
Yeah.
As Slayer.
Absolutely.
You don't substitute Slayer for an Italian version of Slayer.
Right.
That's how these dudes in Europe do. They think that they can be, you know, the Italian version of necro.
Yeah.
Or you know, the Spanish version of necro. Nah, bro, let me live, bro. I'm not big. Yo, I'm not as big as I should be as it is.
Yeah.
And you're trying to cut my shit and steal a country from me.
Right.
Like, yo, do your own fucking thing, bro.
Yeah. Well, real fans won't let that. You won't let that happen. But
people get confused. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And believe it or not, there's some of these dudes are bigger than me in their country.
Yeah.
Because they stole my shit. And they're living in that country. And what happens is a lot of times these rappers are only big in their country. If you look at, like, they're not known anywhere else.
Right.
Totally not known in America. Nobody in Canada or Australia are listening to them. But they became mega huge in that one country because that country supports them and gives them the resources. A lot of these people, like, I won't get resources in a certain country. You know what I'm saying? So I have limited. But now because this person's rapping in that language, they got all the people to support them there.
Right.
So there's dudes that look like they're bigger than me, but they're not known anywhere outside of one country.
Right.
And their egos are fucking humongous.
Right.
Dudes that know they bit my shit.
Yeah. I honestly didn't even know that existed.
You got to understand something. Understand the science of necro and of these douchebags.
Yeah.
If you're from this country, you have no competition. It's you and 2-3 other motherfuckers.
Right.
Fighting the necro style, and now the whole country thinks you're there because you're promoting there. Who do I compete with? I compete with every rapper in Queensbridge. I compete with every rapper that's ever come out of New York City. I compete with Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas. Come on, Brooklyn and Queens. I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I have to compete with every New York City rapper, thousands of incredibly original rappers.
Right.
So United States doesn't blow me up as the one and only fucker because I'm competing with 8 million people. But in this one country, they have no competition.
Right.
So their fans think, oh, he's so big.
Yeah.
Nah, he's
But
biting NECRO shit, actually.
Right.
I should be bigger than him because he's copying my shit.
Right.
But how do you explain that to people? It's not as I could sit here and talk shit on a podcast, but in the end of the day, people make moves in their country with other people, and other people know other people. And listen, you could be a total biting rapper and have a great big network of people that support you. So I don't complain too much about it. You know, it is what it is.
Right.
It's not something I could ever change. All you can do is really focus on what you can do.
That's right.
You only have control over your own life.
That's right. And, you know, that's one thing that's always stuck out to me with you is that, you know, you had this concise vision and you executed that vision. You know, there is no one like you, at least in the United States, who just fucking did it their own way, the way you did. And yeah, I don't want 10 people on your track. I like, you know, I'm sure you want to make a ton more money, but NECRO fans like NECRO tracks for what they are. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I always strayed away from that because it seems like people are like, they like to ride coattails of other rappers that are hot at the moment. And I look at it like I need to be hot. I don't need to be sweating someone who else is hot to get myself hot. I need to be so hot, my music's hot. If I can't go in the studio and create something that makes you go, yo, that's dope. And the only way you can do that is if I go and get this guy on a track and that guy on a track, and that's really the only way for you to really be into my shit. That's sad because is Slayer saying, oh, I need to go hang out with Iron Maiden and get a couple of their riffs on our song so we can be hot.
Right.
If you're Slayer, you make new Slayer. If people don't like new Slayer, you fucked up.
Yeah.
If new NECRO ain't hot, then fine. Then I'm responsible.
Right.
I'm not saying never collaborate. I'm just saying some of these people, they're nothing without the collaborations. Without the collaborate, they don't have a backbone to their brand, you know?
Right.
So, you know, that's just something I've never personally wanted to be. Maybe it hurt me in some ways. I might be bigger at the moment because, you know, I had done some things with other people. I've done some collaborations, but, you know, I don't like to make my whole life revolve around it. Not only that, not everybody respects me. There's some people who shit on me.
Yeah.
I tried to, you know, get down with maybe at one time when I was being humble, reaching out, and a lot of people didn't fucking want to rock with me. Not like replying back. No, people ignore you. You message people and they don't respond.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or there's people that I've tried to work with and I send them NECRO beats and they can't get on a NECRO beat. They're coming back to me on some dumb shit like, I'm not really feeling it. And then here's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, yo, my beats destroy yours.
Yeah.
Because it's probably some dude, you know, that has his own fucking cult fan base or a group, and you know, and they have their own production style. And I'm reaching out to them, you know, to try to expand and be humble and all that. But I'm not necessarily fans of these people. Like, wow, I listen to them. It's more of like, okay, you know, they obviously have a fan base, so I'm down to rock. But I've been fronted on by people who I think suck dick.
Right. Right.
Like I don't like their beats. Their beats are shit I would never rap on.
Right.
And they're fronting on the production I sent. So I'm thinking in my head, like, yo, this dude is just whack. He can't get with NECRO shit.
Right.
So fuck him. You know what I mean? So there's been a bunch of people like that I reached out to. They fronted after I sent production to, and we've never worked together. And what are they going to say if somebody asks them why you never worked with NECRO? They can't say NECRO didn't try.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's an example of some people who it's either two things. They're either fucking haters or they really don't get what I'm doing. And, and hey, guess what? You can suck a dick too. I don't get what the fuck you're doing because I think I'm better than you. So, you know, but that's hip hop. Hip hop is ego. Everybody thinks they're better than the other. Everybody thinks their world is the shit. That's a fucked up thing about hip hop. Hip hop
Yeah.
is extremely egotistical.
Yep.
You could be the biggest nobody, and he's telling himself right now, I'm better than Necro.
Right.
He wouldn't give me a fucking beat. Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Probably writing rhymes, dissing me right now. Maybe he'll never release them. All right. Well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to fucking cater to every dick face?
Right.
Decides he wants to become a rapper?
Yeah.
That's my job right now. What happened to me thinking I'm the fucking best? If rappers are all the best, I think I'm the best too. So when I'm dealing with you and you're hollering at me, I'm thinking, who the fuck are you, motherfucker?
Right.
Why the fuck should I even give a fuck about you? He's thinking in his head, fuck Necro, because he don't sweat me. I'm thinking the same thing. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm wrong.
Right.
I'm wrong for thinking I'm the man. That's all you do. All they do is think they're the shit.
Right.
Because if they were really respectable, they would be like, Necro, what's your rate to get on the track?
Yeah.
Oh, I want 5 G's, 10 G's. Okay, I got you. Every dick face in the last year that messages me and I give them my price comes back with a sob story. Oh, I don't have that money. I mean, you're such a broke faggot that you can't even fucking pay for a fucking collaboration. You're that much of a broke faggot, but you want to message me, and then you want to tell me how this rapper and that rapper did it for 1/10 what I did.
Right.
And then if you look at those rappers' Spotify's, their numbers are 1/10 of my numbers.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna fucking do shit cheaper for you because their value is less than mine. This is why rappers that are 10 times bigger than me charge 10 times what I fucking charge.
Right.
But every dickhead rapper fucking thinks they got something coming to them. Whoa, why is it about money? Because I'm so dope, you should fuck with me.
Right.
Okay, so my life should be revolved around fucking with every fan rapper?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get nothing done. I'll never make another Necro song then.
Right. So, yeah, what kept you on track? Like, what just to...
Basically, rappers are dickheads.
Yeah.
In general, I don't like rappers.
Right.
I don't like them in general. In general. Of course, there's rappers that are cool here and there. I'm down with many. But in general, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I would say 95%. I would say 5% of rappers are cool and they're real rappers. They do it for real. They're respectable. They're either legendary or they're my level. Right. 95% of the other are fucking dick-sucking, fucking egotistical fucking faggots that have no money, that won't invest any fucking money in their career. They want everything for free. But this is the way it's been from the beginning. Like, even the rappers that end up becoming legends all think they have shit coming to them. You wouldn't have the Bridges Over if KRS didn't get pissed the fuck off that Mr. Magic didn't fucking play him.
Right.
KRS in his head, when he was nobody, was I'm the fucking man.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. So my mentality is, is the opposite of that. So you think you're the man and I owe you, and I think I'm the man because I fucking broke my ass to get where I am now. Yeah. I have more of a right to be egotistical because I put in 20 years. You put in fucking 2 months.
Right. Right.
And then these guys all go, why aren't you humble? It's like you can't win with people, basically. Yeah. The only way you win is totally ignore everybody. Right. Don't even talk to people.
Right.
And that's boring to me. Yeah. What's the point of being alive if you like when you're dead, you're not going to talk to anybody. Right. So I don't want to act like I'm dead while I'm alive.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'd rather act like I'm alive when I'm alive, because there'll be enough time in the future, knock on wood, for all humans when we're not going to say another fucking word.
Right.
So why should I do that now? Right.
And now, I mean, you started your own label. You own everything, right? You own all your music.
I own everything. Yes.
See, that's amazing alone. I mean, no, I don't think many people can say that.
Well,
nobody owns their shit.
Most rappers had to sign a deal at one point. And most rappers that ended up becoming independent, it took them 10 years from the point of when they were signing over their first 3-4 albums, and then they eventually went independent.
Right.
I'm independent from I Need Drugs from day one.
Right.
So I probably make more than dudes that you even see with bigger numbers than me now, because they're not getting paid. I'm not going to mention rappers, right, because then, it looks like I'm insulting someone, but I'll talk the numbers.
Yeah.
So you have NECRO, right? I got 500,000 monthly listeners, let's say on Spotify, using it as an example.
Mhm.
Then you might have another rapper who has 6, 7, 8, 900, right? But his first 3 albums were released on labels that are owned by people, and they never really got out of the red.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that
Yeah.
person, they don't have the rights. I get paid off of everything from day one.
Right.
So even if more money's coming in for them, they're either making the same as me or less, because they don't get paid off of every fucking song. You know what I mean?
Right.
An album. I get paid off everything. So that's the advantage to being me, is my best shit or best performing shit, I own everything.
Right.
Majority of rappers now, not just the indie guys I mentioned, majority of all people that were on major labels, their best shit is probably owned currently by a major label.
Right.
I'm talking all the rappers from the 90s that blew up.
Yep.
So they're not getting checks, fucking probably. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But let me tell you something known.
Small percentage if they are, yeah.
Well, let me tell you something known about most majors. It's a known thing. They always keep you in the red for life.
Mhm.
Meaning this artist might have got checks, but at some point the money dwindles, because then they say that the record isn't making any more money. It's not selling CDs anymore. And you're in the red from the last time you got 100,000 from us.
Right.
And they could be in 100,000 red for the last 10 years. And here's the thing about these labels. Even if you get out of the red, they keep you in the red. I don't know how they do it, but they've always done it, because they're not honest. So if you get out of the red, you're not going to get a call all of a sudden that you're out of the red. I think they just lie, because it's easier to just keep you in the red. They don't have to give you money for that year.
Sure. Sure.
You would have to really, really, really be due diligent on point with your business to do an audit and all that. And I think, most rappers ain't doing that. They're lazy. And, most rappers probably gave up on the catalog that's in the red that they have no rights to. And they just started, and they focus on new records. And some of those new records might do well and they get money.
Yeah.
But if your biggest 10 fucking songs were from the first 3 albums,
right,
your check's going to dwindle.
You're going to run out.
Well,
yeah.
My check's going to explode.
Right. Now, did you ever have the opportunity to be on a major label or any kind of label besides your own?
I'm not going to mention this guy's name, but some dick face,
Mhm.
I don't want to give him props, goes around telling people that Priority Records wanted to sign me, and I hung up on the guy when he beeped me on my beeper.
Right. Wow.
I've never, ever been offered a record deal, but supposedly this dickhead,
right,
he works for a label. He tells people in the business, I tried to sign NECRO to Priority. Now, bro, at the time, I wanted to be signed to Priority. That would have been the dream come true.
Right.
I was worshiping Master P. Why would I fuck that up? And then think about this, too. If somebody really wants to sign you, would they let a phone call with you saying fuck you to them stop that? And why would the person on the other line say fuck you to you if you were seriously talking business to them?
Right.
So who knows if this person beat me and was playing games and talking shit on the phone? Like, I can't remember some guy who beat me 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
But that's what this dick face tells people. You understand? So
yeah,
we know there's no way I ever got a proper offer from fucking Priority. And here's the reality. If Priority was really going to sign me, wouldn't I have gotten like an email with a proper contract or offer?
Right.
Like, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah. Because my email was on all my contacts too.
Right.
So wouldn't this person have messaged, even emailed me after and said, hey, you hung up on me, called me a dickhead. Is that, you know what I mean? Did you realize I've never heard of, I wanted to sign blah, blah, Nas. And they called me a dickhead on the phone. Forget Nas.
Right. Right.
Like, yo, bro, you're talking shit. Who knows what really went down?
Right.
My assumption is this idiot probably called me and then was acting like an asshole on the phone, and I didn't know who the hell it was and thought I was being pranked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But there's no way somebody would tell me I represent Priority Records and we want to sign you. And I wouldn't say, let's do it.
Right.
That was my dream come true. It was part of why I put my number on an email on the product.
Yeah.
And what kind of faggot would you be if you were trying to sign NECRO and you got insulted because you reached out to me Now, no way, I'm telling you, would I curse someone who's offering me a deal. Okay, but let's say somehow you did get cursed by me because maybe you represented yourself wrong. Why would that insult you anyway enough that you're running around 20, 10, 15 years later telling everybody? Like this guy tells everyone he can on how what a jerk I am.
Right.
You know, like, what are you, a fucking loser?
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
who cares? Because it's the past now. So why are you bringing up some
Right.
shit anyway that never happened? But anyway, that's the only time ever. I mean, I could not get a deal because my own lawyers were shitting on me. My own lawyers helped put together the deal for Eminem to blow Eminem up to be the biggest white kid on the planet while I was shopping my demos and my singles with my lawyers. And these lawyers, two fucking douchebags from New York City called Cutler and Seidelmeyer, told me nobody wants to sign white kids at the time.
Right.
So they told me I'm deaded. I can't get a deal because nobody's interested in white boys. So this is like 96, I'm being told by these lawyers. And then I go into their office to do a deal with Fat Beach for a single in 97 because I'm still struggling because obviously nobody wants to sign white boys. So I got to do fucking Fat Beach single deals. And they tell me, oh, guess what? We're working on this huge project to be the poster boy for MTV, Eminem. And I'm like, you said nobody wanted to sign white boys.
Right.
And now you're bragging to me how I can't get a deal, but this guy's going to be the biggest thing on the planet. Bro, I wanted to murder these dudes, bro.
Yeah.
But I was young. I didn't have any guidance. You have to understand, Eminem had guidance. He had Paul Rosenberg, who was like a father figure to him. I didn't have nobody, man. If I could go back in time and I could have a father figure around me, bro, in the music business, I would have blown up probably back then.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what to do. I was young. I'm 16, right. 17, 18. I have no experience in business. I'm intimidating these people because I'm walking in there. I don't understand how to do shit. I'm thinking I need to be me. So I'm not trying to intimidate, but I'm a thug. You know, I'm a young thug. So my style gives off that energy. Not like, oh, business meeting, more like the product.
Right.
But the way it worked is Eminem was the product, but Paul was, you know, the Jewish fucking, you know, fat fucking lawyer. So he would sit down with all the other black lawyers and Jewish lawyers and he talked their language.
Right.
Eminem wasn't doing that. Eminem was focused on the quiet rapper and tear down the mic.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that too.
Right.
You know, but I had to do deals because I didn't have anybody. I had no father interested in helping me. You know, my brother was always competing with me. So there was no unity. It wasn't like when my brother gets a fucking deal or something that I get it. Nah, it was always at each other's jugular throat. So it was like I had nobody. Really, I was alone. You know what I mean? I had to just figure it out, man. You know what I mean? So that's why I created my own label because I realized nobody's going to sign me. And Master P gave me inspiration because he was talking about how it can be done by yourself out the trunk. So I was like, fuck, I actually have hope. Like I can be NECRO. I just have to put this work in. You know, nobody's going to sign me. It's just, they don't seem to want to fuck with me. Anytime I go anywhere, I'm dressed fucking in polo, Tommy Hilfiger, designs in my head, Puma blue suede, Pumas, Nikes. You know, I'm fresh. And the first thing people ask me, so what are you, Puerto Rican?
Right.
I'm like, I'm not a liar and I'm not fake. So I'm not going to lie to you.
Right.
I'll be like, nah, I'm Jewish. They'll be like, Jewish? So why don't you rap synagogue raps and like everybody trying to play me. The second they find out I'm a white Jew,
right? It's
like they don't want to give me respect for being a rapper. Automatically, you know, even though my style was black and Puerto Rican, it was discreet. You know, it wasn't like a white Jewish kid typical. It was more, I had all the elements of a black and Puerto Rican kid. Because they found out I'm white and Jewish, it's like, oh, you just must be a wannabe then. You're not the real shit. But I was the real shit because I was rhyming in school and in the street with blacks and Puerto Ricans. So it wasn't like I was fucking in the middle of yeshiva trying to kick yeshiva raps. I'm in the fucking street with everyone else. So why are you trying to make me different? Like I'm not fitting in, because that's a big New York thing. A big New York thing was to make white boys not feel like they fit in. and make white boy. The media was doing it. Source, all these people. It's crazy, right? That two white boys ran Source, but all they did was shit on white kids.
Yeah.
And make, you know what I'm saying? And all they did was prop up Black and Puerto Rican and make white kids look like we're wannabes.
Right.
So now with the media and everybody is shitting on you all over the world, bro, everywhere I went as a kid and I rapped immediately. Remember, this is before Eminem dropped. I'm doing it since 90. Yeah. Everywhere I go, Vanilla Ice comparison, Vanilla Ice comparison. So imagine you're in school, you're growing up in the projects, you're surrounded by Blacks, you know, Puerto Ricans, you know, some of your friends, some of you fight with. And the first thing anybody says when you rap immediately to disrespect you is, oh, look, Vanilla Ice about to rap.
I mean, even with the lyrical content, that you have, they would still compare you to Vanilla Ice.
Even before they fucking heard it, it was disrespecting me.
Wow.
So now I'm getting mad. So now I'm getting mad. So my reaction is like, yo, the fuck you talking about, man? Like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like everything changes now from, you know, a second ago it was going to be about me rapping to now I'm going to fucking punch you in your face right now.
Right.
Now you got shit twisted. And now you think you're going to fucking play me. But all I do is fight people in the projects all day. Right. Remember, sometimes these are different places that usually none of the hip hop I ever talked about or dealt with was in the projects. I didn't get any DAP in the projects. All my DAP was in school with other kids from other neighborhoods. My projects never showed me any DAP as a rapper. I can't remember one time anyone in Glenwood Projects ever showed me love as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? It was when I went to school, and the kids from Brownsville and the kids from Bed-Stuy were being, you know, bust in, and then I would hang with those kids, and they were giving me my love. You know, walking up to me, I got being called nigga. What up, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? What up, my white nigga? What up, white coochie rap? You know what I mean? It was just the way I got love, but it was like, people would let me know that I was different. You know what I mean? Right. Like, even though I was dressing, I used to dress better than some Black kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because in the end of the day, it's about what you choose, what you wear, you know, and the gear. Like I was the first person in my school to have cross colors. Cross colors back then was ill, way before it became played out. It was like the first shit in Living Color. That show, everybody was wearing it. It was, you know, it was ill as shit because my father ran a clothing store. So he had access to all the, you know, all the hood shit. So I always had the freshest gear, because my father's store that he was managing was urban. So, you know, it was for Blacks, you know what I mean? So he would get all the stuff that everybody that was Black and Puerto Rican liked and first. So I would have all the freshest shit immediately because it would come into the store. Sure. And I would go, and you know what I'm saying? So, and I would be able to get some shit. So like in school, it was bug people out that a white kid was as fly as any Black and Puerto Rican kid. Right. So it was like a 50-50, 50% love, because I'm an alien, but 50%, but he's still a white boy. Yeah. He's not us. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, that was real. You know, that energy. And I guess I felt it, you know what I mean? Like, so it made me weird. I would be uncomfortable. I wasn't the type that just totally just was able to avoid weirdness. Because you have to understand, in the projects, you know, you'd get surrounded by like 15 Black kids at one time, and they want to fuck you up. So you don't feel good about Black culture, like as if you're a Black kid in the projects and everyone else is Black and we're all the same. You know, we might fight each other, but we're all hip hop. Nah, like I'm like being made to feel like, yo, you don't belong, motherfucker. Right. Because of my skin color. Like, so like when you talk about people talk about racism in hip hop, like Blacks constantly talk about the racism they face. Mm-hmm. Nobody realizes the racism somebody white growing up in the projects faced. Right. Major racism, like, and every day. So that fucked my head up. So now when I'm in hip hop, I got a chip on my shoulder. You know what I mean? Anybody of color is trying to play me, like that I'm not real, then I get an attitude now. Like, yo, you fucking serious? Oh, what is this, Vanilla Ice? Like, yo, shut the fuck up. If I punch you in your fucking face. Right. People don't like that. Now they look at that as you're overly aggressive. Oh, he's too aggressive. And here's the problem. When you're Black and you're aggressive, it's accepted. Oh, that's how Black people should be. When you're white and aggressive, like, what's up with him? Why is he so aggressive? Isn't he a rich white Jewish boy?
Right.
No, I live in the projects with you, you dumb fuck.
Right.
If I was a rich Jewish boy, would I be living fucking next to you? You stupid asshole. We had fucking money.
Yeah.
Dumb fucking cockroach. I used to go to the white neighborhoods, right? And they fucking would call me white trash because I lived in the projects. There would be white neighborhoods, and if I was ever had to go there, or if I had friends here and there, you know, that were white kids, obviously didn't judge me, you know, and I lived in the projects and they lived in different areas, Mill Basin or the whiter neighborhoods, where really a lot of black kids really wouldn't go because you might get beat up. Like, you know, that was a certain time in the 80s and, you know, early 90s. Blacks didn't go in white neighborhoods and whites didn't go in Brooklyn, and blacks didn't go in white neighborhoods and vice versa in New York and Brooklyn. You know, there was crazy eras where people got fucked up.
Right.
Like, you know, like there was something called Howard Beach, where like the Italians in Howard Beach destroyed this black kid, I guess, with bats.
Yep. And
then, you know, white guys or white Jewish guy got fucked up or whatever in fucking in Crown Heights with blacks. And there was all this beef. It was so petty too, because when you look back at it, it's like, why couldn't it be avoided? But like literally, that's just how it was back then. Racism was crazy.
Right.
So basically, as much as I acknowledge blacks having racism against them, me as a white boy in Brooklyn, I had major racism against me for being white.
Yeah, I mean, you were screwed no matter where you went, it seems. Like,
yeah, it was
based on from where you were from and based on the color of your skin.
And being Jewish, because Jews are hated. It's like it's I don't know why, you know, because you'll look in the history of hip hop, right? You wouldn't have Loud Records without Steve Rifkin the Jew. So now you don't have Wu-Tang. Now you don't have Big Pun Platinum. Now you don't have Mobb Deep. Three of the dopest fucking hardcore East Coast rappers, you know, groups or artists ever. And it was a Jew that rocked it. But you won't see anybody go, salute that Jew. That was dope.
Right.
Like, people are like, they'll still be like, that fucking grimy, leechy Jew is responsible for everything wrong in this culture. Okay, so if you took away the slimy Jew, Farrakhan, you wouldn't have Wu-Tang. Yeah, well, Wu-Tang would have found a way to come at. No, they probably wouldn't have.
Right.
Because he was the one that allowed them to do separate deals with everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody else was trying to let fucking them do that.
Right.
And you can see it in the TV show that RZA wrote himself. It basically says Steve Rifkin, he was the dude that believed in RZA's vision. So why isn't it like, yo, Jews and blacks unite and Jews are dope? Because you wouldn't have had the Wu-Tang vision come to light if a Jew didn't believe in RZA. If you didn't combine the two visions of a Jew and a black, you don't get the Wu-Tang we all know.
Right.
You might have had a different Wu-Tang. Yep. Okay? If you didn't get even Fat Joe had to acknowledge Steve Rifkin. And I don't even big up Steve Rifkin personally because he's never shown me love. I'm just talking facts right now. I'm not like mentioning the guy because I worship him or anything, but he's a Jew. Yeah. So you got a Jew like him who invented the street team. From what I get, you wouldn't have the street team. That's another thing. You wouldn't have the street team that blew up so many black rappers.
Right.
And you get the first platinum Puerto Rican rapper because of the street team invented by a Jewish guy that signed him. And then you got Mobb Deep, who fucking blew up the platinum album with this Jewish guy.
Yeah.
But fuck the Jews, right? You wouldn't have fucking Run DMC. You wouldn't have fucking LL Cool J, all their music, without Rick Rubin, the Jew. But fuck the Jews too, right? We're all snaky scumbags. Then you got Italians. Take Jimmy Iovine away. Would we still have had the Death Row records we knew if Jimmy Iovine didn't believe in Dre and them? What if it was another dude who was like, I don't like black people, and didn't want to sign them? So you got an Italian guy like Jimmy Iovine who was working with fucking Fleetwood fucking Mac and Bruce Springsteen, the whitest shit ever.
Right.
But he was cool enough as a dude who was riding his wave of success to say, yeah, I'm going to give major power to these black dudes.
Right.
Because he gave them that power. He was the fucking middleman for them to be able to do their legendary shit. As much as Snoop and all these guys feel themselves and think that they're so great all on their own, take Jimmy Iovine away, you might never even have Snoop.
Right.
Because Death Row Records might have not happened, and then Snoop might have not got signed. Because here's the thing, you can't just shit on every person involved and say, oh, if we didn't have that Jew, we still would have made it. Because that's like saying, I could say then we still would have had hip hop without Kool Herc. We would have still had hip hop without Kool Herc. It would have been a white guy that started it and did the scratching of the break on the record. Right. You're just trying to claim it because it's a black guy named Kool Herc. Yeah. No, you give Kool Herc his respect, right?
Right.
So why don't we give the Jewish guys their fucking respect?
Yeah.
We're so quick to shit on most black rappers diss Jews and call them lawyers.
Right.
In every song. There's even a video online that shows about 100 black rappers all referring to Jews and it's their lawyer. Right. That's how we're viewed.
Right.
Not as a fellow rapper, not as a Jew in the street. It's known in every Italian crew in Brooklyn and Queens. There's always 2 or 3 gully Jews. Matter of fact, if you're part of that Italian crew, it's because you're one of the crazy Jews that punches people in the fucking face, whether you're an Israeli or an Ashkenazi or this or that. Like, right. It's just a known thing. You ask any fucking Italian from Brooklyn or Queens if they had Jews in their crew, and they'll tell you, and it was always a live fucking Jew.
Right.
Okay? So where is this whole Jews are pussy from and all this? And it's just racism. It's okay to be racist when it's against whites and Jews and shit like that. And listen, that's part of the bullshit I've had to fucking deal with.
Right.
And so it just makes me want to disconnect, because I feel like I could be your equal lyrically and musically, and I'm going to be made to feel or treated like I'm not a fucking equal.
Right.
And like, fuck you, because maybe I'll knock you the fuck out. Like, we might be lyrically equal and musically equal, and I still might be able to physically knock you the fuck out. So yeah. What on any level makes you better than me?
Yeah.
If you can't knock me the fuck out, you definitely are not better than me, because you can't beat me. And I only say that because it seems like violence is the only thing people respect.
Right.
They'll shit on you until it becomes a violent situation.
Mm-hmm.
Until it becomes, do we got a fucking problem?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't like me? Why don't you fucking do something about it?
Right.
Fuck the talk and all the chitter chatter. Let's get busy.
Right.
Let's get to the hands, or the weapons, or the guns, or whatever the fuck you want to do, pussy.
Right.
Because you're a pussy if you need a gun. You know what I mean? And most dudes, it's known in the hood. It's a known thing. Anyone from the street knows. The hood is 50% pussies that are scared to death to fight anybody.
Right.
So they have to get a gun. And anyone who's a real street head will tell you, if you can't shoot the 5, you're a fucking bitch deep down. You might be a killer, great, but you're going to end up in prison at some point. You're not going to have that gun.
Right.
And you're going to get the fucking shit beat out of you.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? So all those dudes that shoot people end up getting fucking beat the fuck out of in prison anyway.
Right.
But man, it is what it is. I like to speak on shit to give awareness, because I personally love everybody. I mean, I love humans, you know what I mean? And there's so many good humans from all cultures, whether it could be Indian, from the reservation, Latinos, Mexicans in California. I got blacks in my crew, you know what I mean? And my engineer of 20 years that I work on all my albums with is black. You know what I mean? He obviously fucks with me. I fuck with him. I just think too much majorities of people stereotype each other. And that's the problem. We all have, people make the joke, oh, you have your token black friend. Yeah, and you have your token white friend.
Right.
Let's keep it real. Don't make a joke. Right. If I say, oh, I got my black friend, and you go, oh, like that makes me whack. Yeah. Like you're trying to say I'm a racist because I only got 1 or 2 black friends. That makes me racist. But you only got 1 or 2 white friends. So fuck you through that.
Right.
The point,
it's reverse.
The point, though. The reality of it is that shows that even if we were racist, we obviously like these people. You're obviously cool with these people. You can't be that racist. Right. You're fucking with them. So there was something about them that clicked with you as humans, and you didn't care about the color. But all this other political shit, like maybe your whole family hates white people, so now you feel you need to hate white people. When deep down, maybe you like white women. Maybe that's who you want to be with.
Right.
Or maybe you're a white dude and you like black chicks. That's what turns you on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what you've always liked. And that just gets your dick hard.
Right.
So then you should do that. You should get with who you want to be with. Listen, there's a saying, you know, and I stand by it. Go where you're celebrated. You want to be where people celebrate you.
Right.
So if a black woman celebrates you and you're a white man, then that's who you should be with. If white women are shitting on you, but this black woman loves you, you know, you should do it. Of course, obviously, you maybe, someone in your family might not like it or whatever. But you're the one who wants to sleep with this person at night.
Right.
And you're the one that wants to be celebrated. I mean,
right.
You want to be hated or celebrated? I mean, I don't want to fucking be hated. I'm not doing what I do so people can fucking say fuck me and hate me. I want people to be like, yo, that's awesome. So, you know, I learned so like I mentioned, in my crew, I got Latinos, blacks, Italians, I'm Jewish.
Yep.
We all celebrate each other. Everybody fucks with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're mixed. And that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? But you'll, you know, there's some rap crews where their whole crew is black because maybe that's how they grew up. And that's the only people they identify with.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm sure there's white people around the country that are on their shit where it's all whites and them, and you know, and then Latinos that only hang out with Latinos. And I'm not here to judge nobody on what you want to do. You know what I mean? I come from Brooklyn, New York, where it's a melting pot. When I grew up in public school, you would have a black friend, you would have a Puerto Rican friend, you would have a Russian friend, and we all fucking rocked with each other. Literally, nobody fucking cared.
Nobody even looked at it. Yeah.
It was more the parents cared, and you would see that kind of vibe. When your Russian parent come, she might be like, don't hang with that black guy or whatever. But you as the Russian kid, you might have been playing G.I. Joe with that black kid all day, and you guys were loving each other and your buddies. Because that bond that you have, that's a human bond. And that human bond you have as kids is beyond color until it's taught to you. It gets taught to you by these old adults are teaching you to hate this guy or that person.
Yep.
And I'm aware of it because I'm an intelligent dude, you know what I mean? And it's sad, you know what I mean? That people were taught that Jews are fucked up when you know, so that's affected me. As brutal as my music is, you know, a lot of people do just focus on NECRO being brutal.
Right.
But I'm not a fake person. I'm not gonna. The last thing I would ever want to do is lie to you and tell you I'm not a white Jew with Israeli parents because you might not like Israel or this. And I'm not pro anything. I'm saying, what kind of fucking cornball would I be?
Right.
You know, that would be like you being Mexican and you're scared to tell somebody you're Mexican. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's whatever you would be. Or you're an Italian. You don't want to tell people because, you know, they're going to look at you like this or whatever. So I'm always up front. You know what I mean? I'm born with what I am. You know what I mean? But hip hop is fucked up, man. Hip hop's foul. Hip hop is quick to shit on all the Jewish legends that fucking. So then you got like this guy, Lear Cohen. I'm not sticking up for him. I don't fucking know him from a hole in the fucking wall.
Right.
But, you know, you'll see videos of LL Cool J performing and people in the crowd trying to fuck with LL, and Lear jumps in and mushes the dude. You know, like, so this is a dude who, even before he became a big exec, he was like holding it down at shows, you know, for LL, while LL was, he's like almost doing security for LL Cool J.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, then you'll have a guy like Damon Dash who will call him a culture vulture. You know, so Damon Dash doesn't feel he's a culture vulture. I'm not going to say he is or not. I have respect for Damon Dash. But what makes Damon Dash any less or more of a culture vulture than a fucking Lear Cohen? You know, like you both basically pimped people for fucking money in the industry. You both push the most commercial shit. I mean, you're that much better than him. I mean, I think obviously Jay-Z got rid of you for a fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? And this is no disrespect. I'm saying I just noticed like it's just real thrown around real easy to try to call white people and Jews like we're vulture to the culture. Okay. So then remove all the whites and Jews from the culture, and let's see what you fucking have.
Right.
Let's see. You want to laugh? Another fucking 2 white boys were responsible for all the production and signing of Lord Jamar. You know Lord Jamar from Brett Nubian, who said everybody white is a guest in hip hop?
Yeah.
So you're saying that the dudes that got you your fucking record deal are guests?
Right.
So they got you your own deal for you to be a rapper in the house of hip hop, but they're just treated like shit. So you're no different than a white slave master telling blacks, you can't come in the house. You have to stay out in that, right? So now you're a black guy and you're in the house of hip hop, and these guys helped you.
Right.
They fucking got you in the house and fucking created all your fucking music,
right?
All your furniture, and you're telling them, "Fuck you, get out of the house," like dogs.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up.
So what does that say about you, bro?
Right.
I mean, that you're a fucking scumbag then. So you know, then admit that you're as much of a scumbag as any other racist white guy that was racist to black people. You're a scumbag to white people then. You feel white people should be fucking used to advance you and do whatever the fuck you want to do, and we're just pieces of shit.
Right.
And a lot of times that is the way we're looked at. You're a producer. You're a record label guy. Get me a fucking deal, blow me up. The second we don't agree on business, fuck you, white Jew.
Right. Right, exactly.
But what about the deal I got you that made you $1 million?
Yeah.
What about when I believed in you? And I bet you these dudes were kissing that dude's ass. Thank you, you're changing my life. But the second that dude spends all his money on a Bentley and the next album flops, now it's fuck you, Jew. Because the Jew fucking, you know, is on to the next person to do a deal with.
Right.
And he don't want to put money in you anymore because you fucked up the business.
Right.
And because Jews happen to be good with business.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess if you're good with business, you're a scumbag piece of shit. That should fucking die. The Nazis should put you in a fucking oven because you're good at business.
Right.
Oh, you're good at business? And I learned about business from you, but I'm broke now?
Right.
You should be in a fucking oven and die.
Right.
And I should be highly exalted as king, great rapper of the earth that should be able to run around the fucking planet with gold in my hands and fucking rapping about shooting everybody, right? And just I should be worshipped, but you go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a Holocaust? 6 million of your people died? Fuck you. Never happened. I don't believe in your Holocaust.
Right.
But my slavery is real. So, you know, it's like the bottom line, I feel like it's sad, actually. You know what I mean? Because this is probably why I have to be an outcast and an underground rapper, because I can't fucking be a strong fucking white Jew in hip hop and be treated equally as deadly and murderous lyrically and beat wise as anyone else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got like certain other rappers that claim Muslim and Arab and all that. They're more accepted than me because it's like, it's the trendy thing, you know, like to go with that because the Jews were scumbags and all that. I mean, I don't even like to focus on this, honestly. You know, it just happens. There's so many different gateways of things we could talk about. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know how we got towards this, but bottom line, I'm not apologetic for anything I say because it's all real. It's all true.
Yeah. And
people that relate with me, they fucking get it. And if you don't relate with me and you think I'm an asshole, or you know what I mean? Or your mentality is like, oh, fuck that motherfucker. Fuck that white boy. Fuck that Jew. You're one of the racists I'm talking about. You're part of the problem.
Right.
You know I think and I don't respect you then. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I'm saying? Because if you was real, you would agree with me. Be like, yo, that shit is whack.
Right.
It shouldn't be like that. People should get their props for what they contributed to hip hop. And don't be stereotypical. Don't fucking try to shit on people. You think I support stereotypes against Latinos and blacks? Nah.
Right.
I never did. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you shouldn't be fucking stupid and think every Jew is a fucking lawyer.
Right. Right. I think that's how we got on the topic, was that we were talking about business. Lawyer. Right. We were talking about, starting your own business, not having to deal with any kind of record labels or anything like that. Right. When I used to buy,
you want to know the funny, crazy thing? Not to interrupt, I'll just
no.
I've even been fronted on by every Jew in the business.
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
Right. You know why? Because that's what they are looking for, is blacks to pimp and put out.
Right.
But let me understand. Let's understand something. While they're doing that, they're making millionaires out of that same black. But then when they say the NECRO, the Jew, they're like, nah. They don't relate to it because I'm not soft like they might be. You know what I mean? And so like, bro, I get shitted on because when you talk about not getting a deal, nobody wanted to fuck with me. So I'm getting shitted on by my own kind.
Right.
And then black people looking at me like I'm a wannabe. And that's pretty much what it's going to be. The people that are signing are either going to be white people or black people. Yeah. You know, because I've never been into like a Latino market. You know, I don't do that kind of, you know, at least what that's considered. Right. You know what I mean? In Latino music. So it's either going to be a black record exec like a Puffy, or it's going to be a Steve Riskin. Right. None of them wanted to fuck with me. I couldn't get doors open, nothing. So I was basically forced. I was like, I know my shit is fire. I gotta get it out. Right. By any fucking means necessary. Right. And I did it.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. When I always look for something different. I love hip hop music, but I never really related to a lot of it. And you know, I'd find your record in the store. You literally brought that record to the store.
Listen, check this out. Right? I'm not a religious dude. I'm not a religious dude or a fucking like ethnic dude. So when I bring these things up, I don't want people to hear it and get confused. Right. I'm not a Jewish rapper. Yeah. But here's what I don't like. Have you ever seen an Italian rapper blow up from New York City? No. Like an Italian dude be as big as a Jay-Z or anything like that. No. Notice, Italian is legendary in New York City. Mafia, fucking mob, Bensonhurst, you know. No, Italian is looked down upon. It's like it's looked down upon as, you know, as maybe racist or you know what I mean? Because back in the day, you know,
I'm Italian, like, so yeah, I totally get it.
Like even
I'm from New York too.
You're Italian?
Yep, and I'm in New York. I'm in Long Island.
Okay, so you remember back in the days, or if you don't, you know, even like when G-Rap did the song "Erase Racism," and G-Rap was actually one of the black rappers that's not being racist. You know what I mean? Because G-Rap has always fucked with white boys. That's why I did a whole album with him. Yep. And I love Big Daddy Kane. But even Big Daddy Kane says in a song, Bensonhurst, in a hearse, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, so Italy, Italians was always seen as like Italian neighborhoods and blacks get beaten, you know, if you go through it. And so you've never seen an Italian kid blow up. The only thing we could say, if there's Jews that blew up in hip hop, you had MC Search and you had fucking Beastie Boys, but there's never been like a thug, right? Like a necro, like a hood kid. Have you ever seen a thug white boy blow up from New York City? No. How many black thugs have blown up from New York City? Yes. Thousands. Yes. Yes. Check this out. How many Latino thugs have blown up? Very little, right? Yeah, I can't even think. Isn't it interesting how racist hip hop is? Yeah. We got no white thugs that ever blew up. Every black rapper can blow up, even if he's pussy. When you think of Latinos, you got Fat Joe and Pun. Everybody else did not blow up. Right. How rare is that? Yeah. Literally only 2 Latinos. Right. And then when you got a white guy that did blow up, the biggest white rapper, it's not even a white kid from LA or New York City. It's from the strangest place, Detroit. So it's almost like they're basically saying no white boy from New York is dope enough. Right. The mecca of hip hop, where every black rapper that is worshipped, Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, fucking Redman, New Jersey, East Coast. Yeah. You got all these rappers from all this area that are godly, but not one white boy from New York can fuck with a kid from Detroit. Right. But yet all the other fucking black rappers from New York City can fuck with every black rapper from Detroit and everywhere else. Right. But for some reason, white boys, we just don't got what it takes. Like I'm talking to the point where we can't even come out and get a big ass deal. Notice the dude that's blowing up now, Jack Harlow. He's from Kentucky. Yeah. Yeah. Still a white boy from New York in fucking 40 years. Bro, that's how racist hip hop is. Yeah. If you're a nice white boy, you will not get fucking props.
Right.
You will get shit on. And I'm not talking about these nerdy new kids that came out that all rhyme now and everybody sucks their dick because they went on Sway in the morning.
Right.
I'm talking motherfuckers from New York City.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
I can't speak for anywhere else. New York's my state. Okay? And there's a lot of white kids. And if we say East Coast, there's other white kids that come from the East Coast as well. And none of us have ever fucking blew up.
Yeah.
Is if we're not good enough.
Right.
Not taking nothing against a guy like Nori, who's a great rapper.
Yeah.
Okay. But are you saying he's a better lyricist than every white fucking dude that we know that spits fire?
Right.
No, you couldn't say that. Okay. But that's how the industry is. They'll make it almost seem like we're not even as good as Nori.
Right.
Because Nori was known more for swagger. He has the swagger. He says original lines, but he's not like a big pun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a different style. So you're telling me white rappers that spit on the level of pun, we can't get a fucking deal. And then it's like you have to be Eminem, and in their eyes, the biggest white guy on the planet to even be fucking relevant. And before then, it was Vanilla Ice.
Right.
So you know what that would be like? Check how warped this is. That's like Jay-Z being the only black rapper ever to blow up. And every other black rapper is told, you're not as good as Jay-Z. Sorry, Mob. Sorry, Wu-Tang.
Right. You're like
Sorry,
MC Hammer.
Man. Sorry. What do you think would happen if the 1,000 black rappers were told they can't come out because Jay-Z's out? Sorry.
Right.
It'd be a revolution, right? They would hang Jay-Z up and kill him.
Yeah.
Be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We can't come out. Okay? It's different when you're white, because you know why? White people don't go crazy. You notice when shit happens in the black community, they rally, shit goes crazy.
Yeah.
But when shit happens with white people, they just let it go.
Right.
Even Jews. When Jews are getting beat up now in Brooklyn, they're not doing anything about it because it's not in their nature to go crazy. Now they're obviously not beating up the rugged Jews.
Right.
You know, what would happen if Italians were getting beat up? Well, then obviously the Italian youth would probably come together. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like my mother got beat up. You know, it was random Hasidics. You know what I mean? If my mother got beat up, knock on wood, you know what I'm saying? I might actually fucking start taking to the streets.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? But I don't feel a connection with Hasidics, really. Yeah. I just look at it like, why are you letting yourself get beat up? Why don't you guys learn how to box a little bit?
Right.
Anyway, listen, man, this is part of what made NECRO have to be his own businessman and do shit. It's necessity. And I got no fucking choice, man. I mean, like, listen, there comes a point where you're in front of people and you're either going to crack that person in his face or you're going to kiss his ass. I don't know. I'm not skilled enough to do the politicking in the way that maybe would need to be done with certain people that would have maybe opened up doors for me more. I'm either gonna be me and it's gonna clash and there's gonna just be some ruckus.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you looking at? What are you looking at? Or you're gonna say something about me to my face like slick, and I'm gonna be like, oh, you're talking to the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Or that person needs their ass kissed.
Right.
And I'm not the one to do it.
Right.
So I'm a little polarizing, you know, not because I wanted to become polarizing. It's how I am. You have to look at how I grew up.
Right.
Okay. A white kid thrown into the middle of the projects, you know, black kids want to take my head off. My father's not living with us. Anytime we do see him, he's calling us asshole. My mother's working constantly. So I'm pretty much alone. It's just me and my brother. My brother don't want nothing to do with me because he's an asshole. He's always treating me like garbage. I have nobody. I'm basically alone. So I'm in a fucking world where father's not around, mother's not around, brother's an asshole. Blacks want to kick my ass. I'm going outside into the projects. You know, it's going to, you almost create, this is why I realize I'm so comfortable alone.
Yeah.
I notice a lot of people I know have to be out socializing.
Right.
Like I notice certain people, they light up when people are around. I light up when I'm fucking in my own zone and I'm working on rhymes and I'm watching a TV show I like, or I'm looking at my fan base, or I'm talking with my fan base.
Yeah.
Shit that's solo.
Right.
Like I'm the most comfortable. I'm just not comfortable around a lot of people.
I'm the same way.
And now if it's my people,
right,
then I'm comfortable. If it's people I'm comfortable with, but if it's new people, I don't feel comfortable around them. You know what I mean? I'm just not. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And it probably goes back to my childhood. Nobody took me around. I was thinking about it the other day because I'm watching a lot of these shows, like Stranger Things or whatever it's called, and it shows you. It takes you back to the '80s. So now I'm remembering when I was 10, and it shows you a lot of these kids and how they feel, and you know, some of them look lonely and whatnot. And I realize now, you know, I was like left lonely. Like there's people that have brothers that took them places and come with me. I'm going to show you how to be social. And you know what I mean? Uncle, like my uncle also didn't fucking do nothing with me because my uncle Howie was either in Rikers always or always getting high. So he was never like trying to hang with me to take me to go to the ballpark or go here or go there. So I really didn't have anybody taking me anywhere. I only saw my father on the weekends for 2 hours, pick us up, take us to Burger King, complain that my mother got him on ransom for giving $50 fucking $50 fucking alimony. He would bitch about it and call it here's the ransom. He wouldn't take us anywhere except Burger King. You know what I mean? And then eat half my burger and give it to me. Fucking with his mouth in the burger. You know what I'm saying? So my mother was so busy working all the time when she finally had free time, she's trying to go on dates because she's thinking in her head she needs a man. You know what I mean? Before she becomes too old. So my mother's not one of those mothers that's like, oh, I'm going to spend all my time with my kid. Nah, she was actually spending more time trying to get with dudes. Not like a whore, like trying to find a husband.
Right.
You know, like thinking she needs a partner, you know, because she doesn't want to be alone. You know what I mean? So she's always dating, going on blind dates and shit like that. That's also leaving me alone. I'm in the projects, you know, I'm staying out later. I liked it as a kid. You kind of like the freedom. You don't like when the parents are telling you got to do this and fucking that. You want the freedom to be free. But when you look back at it, yo, that fucks your head up, man. When you're alone too much, you're not going to be comfortable around people because you didn't have anybody there to pave the way. Yeah. My brother was such a fucking asshole as a kid. He was like, he didn't want me around him ever.
Right.
You see brothers like Master P's brother, he took him everywhere. He loved him. That's my little brother. Everywhere I go, I'm going to have Silk the Shocker with me. Yeah. My brother was like, he didn't want me anywhere around him. Right. And would make me feel bad if I wanted to, and then try to shit on me. So now I'm like, oh, why is my brother shitting on me? I don't understand. And so it's making me hate him. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like little by little, you know, you become probably more evil and want to, you know, and then you figure out violence fucking is a good way to make people do what you want. Right. Because, you know, sometimes verbal doesn't do it, you know? Right. So I got violent. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm being fucking called out for that. You know, oh, you're always trying to get violent. You know, you're scaring people. But I'm watching all these other people do that in hip hop. Seems to be working for Terror Squad and Wu-Tang. Right. So why are other people telling me I'm fucked up when I'm like, yo, we need to get violent? Are they fronting on us? Yo, we should fuck them up. Yeah. No, you can't do that. You'll get blackballed. Mighty RSO. People don't remember the Mighty RSO. That was fucking the group of Benzino, who now gets mocked a lot. Back then, he got fucking blackballed because he went up to the source with a gun and tried to like be rugged with them. But he did it wrong. Like Wu-Tang were doing shit like that, and Terror Squad were doing shit like that, but they did it differently. Right. And a matter of fact, Benzino did it before all of them. So Benzino's the first dude to try to bogart people and get blackballed doing it. Right. So he is kind of legendary. As much as people try to shit on Benzino now, Benzino comes from the almighty RSO from Boston. And they were very thugged out and put a lot of fear in people at that time. You know, that was like, you know, and that was a big thing. And that was always stuck in my head. Oh, I don't want to end up like the almighty RSO and get blackballed, especially because I'm a white guy. You know what I mean? Those guys were older and already dealing with guns, and they, you know what I'm saying? They knew how to like move in that way. And, I didn't want to do the wrong thing. Like I go up to the source, with a gun, and then I don't do it correctly, or they don't believe that I'm really going to shoot them. And then like they press charges on me, and then I get arrested and go and do 4 years for a gun. And then I feel like an asshole. It's fuck. So you have to understand, it's a very thin line. Like, for instance, I could scare someone right now and put them in a trunk, a specific person, put a gun to their head.
Sure.
And then let them go. Two different things are going to happen with that person. Either they're going to be fearful and they're going to fucking be scared of me, or they're going to be like, I'm calling police.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're an Italian guy. I don't know you, so I'm not judging you.
Right.
You can either get scared and shook to death because I did that, or say, fuck that motherfucker. Let me call up my uncle who's a fucking mob guy. And you understand? So it's like pulling guns on people and brutalizing them doesn't necessarily, unless obviously you kill them. But if you let them live, there's a chance they're either shook or they become more belligerent. Right. So I probably fucked up out of 20 people in the industry during my come up that I gave beatings to. 10 probably just got scared and shook of me and told everybody don't ever fuck with NECRO. Right. And then 10 probably made it their life's fucking mission to make sure other people didn't fuck with me anytime they talk to somebody. And you know what I mean? Like, so nothing's like the movies always. Because remember, a lot of these mob guys, they ended up getting caught and ended up doing prison and all that. So it's not always as cool as it looks that you just put the gun to someone, put them in the trunk, get away with it. And it looks like the new BMF 50 Cent show. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's going to be other times where that person is going to go rat on you to the police and you're going to go do 10 fucking years.
Sure.
And I never wanted to be that idiot that got blackballed and did 10 years, because think about how much time I would have lost. If I did 10 years back then that might be from 95 to 2005. You wouldn't have ID drugs. You wouldn't have gory days. You wouldn't have prefix for death. You wouldn't have sex assist, and you might not have death rap. So think about it. The big bulk of what makes me a legend today, and makes me financially free today, I might not have, and have gotten out of prison too late and not had the energy to figure out how to move how I did those 10 years because I was in a fucking cell.
Right.
I needed those 10 years, 95, 96, 97, to drop my 12 inches, become famous in Europe in all the hip hop magazines. This is what all gave me my diehards.
Yeah.
So I guess I was kind of smart not doing it the way that my instinct, I'm telling you, was go up to the source and fuck these dudes up for not giving you fucking proper fucking press and being shady. I spent fucking like over $10,000 on an XXL double page ad. I called them up after the ad is placed and I say, hey, I tried to get whoever I could get on the phone. Can I get some editorial? I just spent, blah, blah, blah on advertisement. They said, we don't give editorial based on advertisement. I said, are you kidding me? Because they do. When fucking major labels spend on advertising, they were getting there. So I said, are you kidding me? I just spent a lot of fucking money in your magazine. I can't get no press at all. Sorry, editorial doesn't have anything to do with advertising.
Wow.
So now, what would somebody have done? A gangster?
Yeah.
Well, two options: eat it and figure out a way around it and be clever, a smart business guy, or I need to run up in there with gats and goons.
Right.
Okay. But now what happens when I run up there with gats and goons and they get scared, and then when I leave and then one of them gets brave and now they call the police? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I get caught on camera. And so now I can't even get out of it because now there's a camera that sees me with the gat out. So I had to weigh those options, man. You know what I mean? I think I made the right option because I might have fucked everything up, man. I might have fucked up probably a pinnacle time. Could you imagine Pun without, his first 10 years?
Right.
Obviously, he died within his first 10 years. Yeah. So you wouldn't have capital punishment.
Right.
So you wouldn't have I need drugs. I needed to be home. We needed to be in our zone, free to write those records.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing Pun didn't do certain things probably around that time. It's a good thing NECRO didn't do certain things around at that time.
Yeah.
But other people were doing certain things. We don't know who did what, but maybe other people had other crew members sacrificing to do it.
Well,
so anyway, that's, listen, life is fucking choices. We have choices. Like, we have the choice to be violent, to not to be violent, to be nice, to not to be nice. We do have choices, unless you're mentally insane. Then, but assuming you're not a psychopath, we have choices to decide what path we're going to take. Do I kill him? Do I not? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
A lot of times, if I want to kill someone, I think of the consequences. Well, what are the consequences of this? Or if I want to get one of my boys to not kill someone, I have to explain to them, okay, well, here are the consequences here. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe I know my boy's really going to kill this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I don't intervene. Like, if I make it seem like it's all good, then this dude's going to fly off the fucking handle and do something that we can't come back from. Because here's the thing, a lot of us can do certain things, but the consequences of coming back from it, you might not be able to, because the consequences could be too crazy. It could be 25 to life.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I feel bad for these dudes coming out of prison now that are legends. Dudes doing 38 years. That's crazy, man. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I say it respectfully. I feel bad because that's so much time that, that you were controlled. One dude said he was in the box for 10 years. Like, I feel bad for the dude. I'm sure he did something evil, to get in that. Most likely, I get it. I'm not a moron. He got busy. He did his thing.
Right.
I don't think anyone should be put in the box for 10 years. So fuck the police and all that. But if the fact that you even had to experience, I saw what 2 years in the box did to Kid Joe.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Italiano from Brooklyn, New York, part of my crew. Yeah. And Joe went fucking nuts from 2 years in the box. Right. He came out like insane, like he was another motherfucker.
Yeah. He
just didn't talk correctly. That's how he became the legend Kid Joe, because he was so nutty. And that's because he beat up a cop or in jail or something, and they put him in the box for 2 years.
Right.
So, and now imagine a dude doing 10 years in the box.
Right. Right.
It's got to change your fucking brain, like the chemicals and so it's like, as tough as I am, and I want to be tough, and I am tough. I have a good record of being tough. You know what I'm saying? People know I'm down for ruckus. People know I get busy. I ain't no pussy. I'll fight anybody a fair one. Like, I ain't scared. I'm obviously not starting fights with MMA dudes that can beat me up.
Right.
Because I'm not an MMA fighter. But if somebody steps up to me, I'm down to fight them with the hands. I don't need to run to the gats, even though I own several. I don't have to. I'm not a bitch like that. I could fight you to one-on-one. And I mean, I'm not saying I got to shake your hand after, but, we should be able to leave without calling police. Right. Even if you beat me up, I should be able to get up and be like, all right, whatever, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And none of us has to call the fucking cops, because why do we need to put shit on paper and have reports and all that? Why can't we just fucking, hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Why can't we just fucking leave it to a street thing? It's not like you killed me or I killed you. We fought, we banged out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lumps, fucking some blood, maybe a teeth knocked out, even if a bone broken. But I don't need to involve fucking court and documents and snitching and ratting. And a lot of people I fucking have given beatings to, they take the route of running to police and ratting. And I just don't respect that, especially because I never start anything. I'm not a starter. I don't start beef. I'm a finisher. I end shit. People start it, and NECRO ends it.
Right.
Because I'm peaceful. No, because I'm peaceful. I want peace. I step into it with a peaceful mind state because I'm intelligent. If you just walk around starting, you will end up in prison or dead.
Right.
So I'm not walking around starting.
Right.
Okay. But you can end up in prison or dead being a finisher as well. So, but being a finisher and ender that's my pride. Like, that's like, if you're gonna fucking start with me, okay, well, then I'm gonna finish it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at least I know I'm in the right at that point. But what's the point of what I'm saying now? Through all that, I'm not trying to sit in some fucking cell and have some stupid fuckface tell me whether I could piss and shit. Okay, I've spent enough times in jail where I was shitting green out of my ass and I couldn't breathe in the cell, and I fucking felt like my life was over. Like what kind of life do you have when you're living in a fucking little cell and you're listening to Justin Bieber and Adele get played fucking 3,000 times a day on the little radio? They were playing Macklemore downtown with Melly Mel 8,000 times in Switzerland jail. I got locked up for 8 days there. I couldn't breathe. Yeah, in Switzerland, because we fucking beat up the fucking bouncers and the opening act because they started shit. They were trying to disrespect Brooklyn and Queens, and they found out the hard way.
Right.
And then they ratted. They didn't have to fucking do that. We could have just, went our separate ways. Look, you took a beating. It's all good. So a lot of times when people take beatings, they can't handle the pain and the disrespect and the embarrassment of losing, that they need to become rats.
Right.
My thing is, listen, man, take the beating. It's more honorable to take a loss. I would respect you more if you didn't call the police and you hadn't ratted on me and you just took your loss and you said, you know something? Y'all a bunch of real niggas. We should have known better. And y'all let us know and salute me.
Right.
And then I'll salute you. You know, son, y'all fucked up, but it's all good because y'all kept it real.
Yeah.
You didn't fucking call the police. You didn't rat. The fact that bouncers even called the police, I mean, like, they should have had more respect because they were big ass dudes, and they got fucked up too, pussy ass faggots. Yeah. But basically, it's just, listen, man. Motherfuckers, listen. Me and Mr. Hyde, we have a saying. Okay, it's like Patrick Swayze. Fucking be nice until it's time not to be nice.
Right.
That's really where we're at from, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm stressing the be nice part. You know why? Because I'm not a little fucking kid.
Right.
I'm not trying to impress people. I'm not trying to make people tough or get them to be tough and all that. I think a man should stand up for himself if he's being disrespected. You have some fucking pride. Don't let somebody shit on you. Don't let somebody talk about your heritage, whether they're trying to diss Italians or Jews or Irish or Latinos or Mexicans or blacks or Africans, whatever you are. Nobody should fucking talk shit, and if you let them, well, then you let them then you need to eat that. You need to go home and fucking eat that. You need to sit down and if you feel, like Fat Joe said on a new podcast, he doesn't feel comfortable being pussy. He goes, if he even remotely feels pussy, he has to do something about it. Like and I understand what that means. Like, you don't always want to fucking be rah-rah, but we're living in a think about it, man. We're more tame now than it used to be. The Wild West in the 1900s, bro, they would shoot you immediately over nothing.
Right.
Over a card game. Chit, chit, bow.
Yeah.
You looked at me wrong? Bow. You owe me $10? Bow.
Right.
Like, people shoot each other now, but I'm saying that was like culture.
Right.
To walk around with the bat and just buck people over anything. Part of me wishes it could be like that because maybe I'm an asshole and I want to shoot people. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, because it'd be fun. But, of course, after the fun comes the fact that, people lose families. So, obviously it was a fucked up time back then. People were getting bodied, crazy. But part of that comes because tough times made people back then competition for the gold and horses, and it was just so much different. So everyone was under duress. So you have to watch out that somebody wouldn't steal your fucking horse. Right. And then if the guy does steal your horse, now you got to shoot him in front of the whole town.
Right.
Because if you don't, they think you're
make an example out of him. Right.
So we're still in that world. I'm still in that world where I gotta protect my reputation. Like, if I go to a certain country, somebody tries to play me, I got no choice. I gotta represent. I have to fucking put it down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's gonna potentially get me locked up.
Right.
It's fucked up in a way. You know what I'm saying? But
you think about it though, right? Beforehand. you would say most of the time you think.
I'm a calculated dude. So yes,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
No, I mean, here's the thing. If I'm at a show and I'm performing and you disrespect me at my show, I go bananas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I stop the show. We're not doing a show no more. Now we have beef. This is not a show no more. Like I was doing a show before. You paid to come watch a show. I was there to, I rehearsed. I've been paid here. I'm here to entertain. Now you're trying to take it to some street shit where you're disrespecting me as a man in front of people. Now fuck the show. Show gets stopped and we deal with it. And I mean, God forbid that person takes me to a point where I have to go too far. You know what I'm saying? And they take their punch in the face. You disrespected me, take your punch in the face.
Right.
Take your knockout and leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? You want to start with us? Take your beating like a fucking good boy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you were acting like a bad boy.
Right.
You act like a bad boy. What happens when the little kids act like a bad boy?
Yeah.
He gets a fucking beating. He gets his spanking. So take your spanking like a man. You fucked with the wrong people and get the fuck out of here. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? And don't make it to a point where you need to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to make a dick out of me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because I don't fucking roll like that. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking here, and here's the thing. We all got like 9 lives, metaphorically. So we all really can't fucking bang out. You know what I'm saying? More than a certain amount of times before it's going to catch up to any of us. That's why legendary gangsters always get killed.
Right.
The illest dudes always get killed. The illest stick-up kids that had everybody in fear. The original 50 Cent. All these dudes ended up getting murdered by somebody who was probably scared of them. Some fucking dangerous coward with a gun who was like, oh my God, he's, you know what I'm saying? I got beef with that dude. And a lot of these dudes, the illest legends, get killed by cowards. By what people would say, oh, he got killed by a bitch ass nigga.
Right.
Not even by a respected nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm aware of that too. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm made of flesh. I'm just a human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, there's pride. You have to have some fucking pride for your shit. You have to have some self-respect. You got to be willing to take shit to a certain level or else you're going to get stepped on. Listen, it's a jungle out there. We had fucking riots in fucking 144 fucking cities.
Right.
In 2020. Who would ever think we would see on TV riots in 100? Back in the day, the Watts riot was just Watts.
Right.
Or the LA riots. We had 144 cities on fire.
Yeah.
In 2020. That shows you, bro. Like, I'm not saying that tomorrow we're going to have that again. That might never happen for 20 more years.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, you never fucking know. So,
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, people just fucking walk into places now and just start shooting for,
Well, that's whack as fuck.
No fucking reason.
And that's a fucking disgrace that any man and like these guys aren't even men, they're kids.
Right.
And they're killing kids, like 18-year-olds. Like what a fucking piece of fucking shit you are. You're not even like a military grown man. You know what I'm saying? That like was in war and you're angry and but you're like a kid. You're like a bitter fucking 18-year-old, and then you go and kill 20 fucking little fucking 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what to say about that.
I know,
like,
it's sickening, man. It's crazy.
What makes me the most mad is why are the schools not hiring? It should now be a mandatory thing in every school in America that 2 to 3 fucking trained with guns, officers, and cameras and everything. So the second somebody even rolls up, it's done. Okay, and have fucking only 2 entrances, and have them be. Look, it might cost a little money. You might have to spend fucking an extra $1 million per school,
right?
But you got to keep people safe. And why should it even cost $1 million to hire a trained officer and have doors that lock?
No, I wouldn't. I mean? You know how many retired vets who would do that in a heartbeat?
Yeah. So,
for nothing. They would do it.
Who am I? I'm just speaking and saying what people should do. No, but the reality is I might get more involved if I have a kid. I don't have a kid yet. If I have a kid, I'm probably going to start getting scared.
Yeah.
Here's the fucked up shit. I'm going to end up fucking teaching my kid how to shoot at a very young age. And then here's the crazy shit. What happens if I teach my kid how to shoot at a young age to protect himself and he becomes the shooter because I taught him how to shoot and he just had something wrong with his head chemically? It's like, it's so fucked up that you could try to do the right thing and do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true.
I mean,
It's true, but it's true. But the only thing you can do is do what you think is right. Right. You know what I mean? Like, even if something were to happen, it's not your fault 100%.
Well, I would definitely want to, I would probably be very careful with schools and where they go and insist that they hire security. And,
yeah.
And part of me is why I want to be, super rich. Like, I've been financially free for years, but I'm not super rich. I'm rich meaning I'm financially free.
Mm-hmm.
But, I want to get to a point where if I have a kid, that I would have like, security following the kid. And people do have that, some, a lot of rich people. But the crazy thing is, it's nowadays you're seeing you need that shit, man. It's really that crazy because the schools are not fucking protecting the kids.
No, not at all. That's crazy, man. I own a gun. My father taught me gun safety when I was younger. And, are
you allowed to shoot it in Long Island or is it you got to keep yours on the low?
Yeah, no, you're not supposed to carry it, but you got to carry it to the shooting range. So you can always be going to the shooting range. Yes.
So Long Island gave you a license?
Yes.
I say, well, right. Long Island is not considered the same as New York?
No, it's different. It's totally different than New York City.
I always looked at Long Island as rural or like, right? Like, so it's different. So maybe they support, going out to the woods and hunting and because obviously I don't think they want people with hunting fucking that guns in running around New York City, right?
Right. Yeah. No, they don't. They make it really difficult to get, to be honest with you, the license.
Even for you, even for Long Island?
Yeah, I had to go through, and I have like clean background. Like, I had issues getting it.
You get a Florida residence because in Florida you can have a fucking arsenal.
Yes.
Like literally, there's dudes on Instagram, black thug dudes, that are like, check out my arsenal, and then like when people are posting, they're like, yo, it's all legal.
Yeah.
Because literally, I guess if you own a business or a club, or you can prove that you deal in certain money. Like you can have fucking 50 fucking guns and this dude just walks around with his gun, showing it everywhere. Like try me. I'm gonna like he wants to fucking buck someone. My father was in the 6-Day War.
Okay.
So like a lot of basically all of my family were in Israeli wars.
Right.
So like great grandfather, great grand uncle, one of them had a bullet through his fucking face because he got shot on a hill.
Wow.
Another one had fucking other bullets. Like basically all these dudes got bucked. All these Israeli fucking Jewish dudes that survived the Holocaust were real gangster.
Right.
That's also why it bothers me when people in hip hop talk shit. Cause it's like, yo, all my relatives fucking, cause people don't realize how gangster the war between Jews and Arabs are.
Right.
Like they think if you live in New York and you're in the hood, like that shit is his live.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Israel Arab shit is fucking non-fucking stop beef.
Yeah. It's been going on forever. Bro. It's still going on.
Never ending for about 65 years now.
Yeah.
So all my relatives from Israel all been in wars.
Wow.
Shot in the face and fucking body and you know what I'm saying? And then my father himself was in the 6-Day War. So he even had to kill somebody, you know what I mean? So actually a couple of people, because he was ordered to kill fucking live fucking people that were prisoners, because back then it was on some foul shit like, get rid of them. And you didn't answer back to your sergeant because then you would be in trouble.
Wow.
So it would be like you would get the nod, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not bringing these 3 prisoners back.
Right.
You have to line them up and shoot them all in the head.
Yeah. That's insane.
So that's the shit my father did, So I come from that too, and so I mean it is what the fuck it is, you know what I mean? It's you know, every culture has gangsta. Doesn't matter who the fuck it is, bro. You know what I mean? Everybody's been through war, through all the years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Arab, Jew, Italy, Rome. If we think about it, Rome, some of the biggest scumbag motherfuckers. Right? Rome took fucking Israel from the Jews. And then if I think fucking the Arabs took fucking Rome.
Right.
The Persians or some shit. I don't know all the details, but basically we all fucked each other over.
Yeah.
Like, you notice every culture at one point, every 100 years comes and fucks the next motherfucker over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Takes their shit.
Yeah. I say this all the time. Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Of course. I love Game of Thrones.
One of my favorite shows. I'm actually rewatching it right now.
When is the new shit coming?
It's end of August. End of August.
Okay. We got to wait. Okay.
Yeah.
That's got to be banging.
So definitely. So I'm rewatching it, and I'm like, you know what? Because, put the dragon stuff and all the fantasy stuff aside. This is exactly how the world is still to this day. From medieval times, it's been the same thing over and over again.
It's always drama and ruckus.
Yeah.
I mean, and the crazy shit is there might have been a time where there were dragons because of all the millions of years we were around. We don't really know if the earth was wiped out. There was a whole nother world. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? To me,
yeah.
I look at the universe, bro, if you could have a black hole, we could definitely have a fucking dragon.
Right.
If you could have if you could have Jupiter, something that's how many times bigger than us?
Right.
Jupiter's bigger than the fucking sun, and it's made out of gas, and we can't have a fucking dragon.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
they could definitely existed. Absolutely, yeah.
And it's definitely aliens. That's why
definitely.
To me, I wake up, I look at it like I'm just blessed, man. It's another day, like birthday or not.
Right.
You know why? Because I'm gonna outlive somebody that's 26.
Right.
I'm not saying who that person is, and I don't wish it on anybody. I'm saying the reality is, like the song that I dropped once, every second someone dies, someone just died, another one's dead, and again someone just died, etc.
Right.
And that's the reality, is that me and you and everyone we know are outliving people that won't make it to 20 right now.
Yeah.
So don't ever call me old, because what does that mean, old? No, I'm alive.
It's a good thing.
Current.
Yeah.
I'm not old. Oh, so what are you trying to say? Yo, but you're old because you're closer to your expiration date. But you don't know that, bro, because you might get hit by a car, 20-year-old, tomorrow walking, when you're stoned on your weed, being nonchalant, walking down the block, and then you're fucking flattened. Where me, I might be 46, but I watch when I cross the street.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many factors to shit that I don't let people fucking tell me what shit is. Yeah. It's what I decide it is. And I decide I'm young.
That's it, man. That's it.
What I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm, early 40s, but I don't even look at that. I don't care. It's like,
it's all in the mind. Age is just a number. I
see
these girls that are in their 20s. That don't mean shit. You're still a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed with you because you think you got a hot little body.
Right.
Like, here's the reality. Ted Bundy will get you. Like, I don't wish that on you, but I'm saying, don't be so egotistical. You think you could just walk around with the hot body. Ted Bundy's watching you. Right. You know what I mean? There's a Charles Manson recruiting you. Yeah. Like, calm yourself down. You know what I mean? You're not all that. You're not all that. You might end up in a van.
Yeah.
In the middle of Europe by the mafia. Yeah. Because in fucking Europe, that's the biggest racket. More than drugs is fucking white slavery and human trafficking. So, slow your fucking roll. Being nonchalant with your legs out and all that. Because the reality is somebody's going to run up on you in a van and take you. And that's not me being funny or joking, even though it is foul and it's exploitational and it's horror. It's also reality, because all horror comes from reality. If we're watching a movie with someone's brains out, it's because somebody in Nam had their fucking brains out.
Right.
So we're not making up
something.
horror. It's not fake. Right. There's nothing fake about NECRO. NECRO don't talk or rap about anything that's fake. I'm rapping about all shit that's reality that happens, and occasionally we throw in culture. If I mention a musician from a metal band, that's culture. If I throw in, I'm one of the first to do that. In hip hop, nobody's mentioning metal bands and all that before my crew. Yeah. Metal bands and artists and albums from metal bands and and mentioning obscure horror like H.G. Lewis, who is the godfather of gore. He made all the gore movies in the 60s. Like, you never heard these horrorcore rappers saluting H.G. Lewis, Gruesome Twosome, Color Me Blood Red, like,
right?
Because they're dumb. And
that's what I was going to say before. Like, I was like, oh, you know, you had a blood sucking freak shirt on. I'm like, all right, this guy knows his shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
and that makes me want to listen to it.
Blood sucking freaks. I literally went in 95 to Michael Saul's house, who did the soundtrack to Blood Sucking Freaks.
Yeah,
he was an old Russian dude at that point. He said he was teaching fucking Russian kids how to play classical music in 96, and he made that soundtrack in 76. And he said it was just a job, and that's why it has like a classical moog sound. And yeah, he never really even understood what horror was like that. It was a job. He did it, and he gave me the reels.
Right.
In 96, he gave me the reels.
That's
and he
sick.
passed on after, because he said I got no use for them.
Yeah.
And I ended up making a whole bunch of Necro beats from the soundtrack of Blood Sucking Freaks.
Yep.
Matter of fact, my first 12-inch ever released with a Necro beat was Nonfiction No Tomorrow, and that sampled from Blood Sucking Freaks from the backgammon scene. And the reason why it's so significant is if you watch the Blood Sucking Freaks movie, the backgammon scene is not clean. You can't hear the organ being played clean because the backgammon sound of the, you know when you shake the fucking dice in the backgammon,
yeah,
in the little thing, that scene is hilarious because you see the two black bitches with afros with their tits out and they're getting their fingers chopped off, and Ralphus and Sardua are shaking the dice. So you hear all this all over it, so it wasn't clean.
Right.
So when I got the soundtrack from Michael Saul, I was able to transfer the clean music back then onto cassette tapes, and that's how I made the beat No Tomorrow.
Right. That's sick, man.
Which was the first time I was ever on a 12-inch.
Right.
That was 1996. Yeah, just a little nostalgia.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other last questions? Because I definitely got to go. I actually got to go do mad work. Workaholic here.
You know what? You going on tour anytime soon, you think?
Not yet, because when I do touring, I take it serious. I also like to get paid a lot. Like, like, I don't like the effort of traveling, and it's uncomfortable. I'm so comfortable where I live and in my place. Plus, obviously, COVID fucked up shit. But
obviously,
I'm starting to get offers. When the right offers come and I like the amount of money, and then when I drop like a new album, that's when, so I'm going to probably drop 3 albums this year. I'm trying to get Death Rap 2 done now, so I can drop it. Let's say in 3 months from now, it'll drop would be the goal.
Yeah.
And then I'll just keep dropping after that, because I'll get the next album ready. Because I'm not happy that I just dropped a lot of singles, but no new albums in a while. Then I'll do more touring,
Yeah. I got touring, to see you back.
I've done so much. So it's people have to understand it's a strange grind. You have to like it, and you have to be in the right mind state to want to do it.
Right.
So yeah,
it's a lot. I saw you back in 2009 at out here on the island in the Crazy Donkey. I don't know if that rings any bells.
Yeah, I remember playing that. Yeah, I remember playing that.
That was honestly.
Is that when Madball opened for me? Or Freddie Madball opened for me?
No,
Madball opened.
You know what? I want to say
it could have been a different night though.
I think it was a DJ. Like
I did two Crazy Donkey shows. So one was the Madball opening, and then one was when I let my whole roster open. Like all
that's the one I was at.
Okay,
that's the one I was at. And was there a DJ before, like DJ Starscream or something like that? Was that?
I don't know. Possibly.
I think that was the show. Anyway, that was one of the fucking most fun shows ever, man. I mean, it's such a good time. Anyone out there?
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, no, it's just a good time, man. I mean, there's fucking titties everywhere, and it's just
Long Island's always been a pretty decent market. Because Long Island, I view it as a white boy market, and it was one of my first when I was hitting up WSOU and Wildman Steve and DJ Riz's show, and it was like the first radio stations in like 1992, 93. It had a big Long Island fan base that was listening. It wasn't like New York and Queens as much as Long Island. And so a lot of my first fans that were into Necro that I was getting feedback from was white kids from Long Island.
Yep.
Yo, we heard you on the show. You know what I'm saying? Your shit's insane. And that put the battery in my back to keep going and going,
Yeah.
before I released records, we did little demos, but then it was also go up to the radio show and just rap for like fucking 30 minutes, you know?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Just, buying your records from stores before, they hit like major chains, like you would literally bring them to the little independent record stores, have them signed, and
yeah, we had the Cop Shop in Long Island. They were
the Cop Shop. I was trying to think of the name of the place.
No, that was a good spot.
Yeah,
I don't remember the dude who ran it, but I remember he was cool and he was supportive.
Absolutely, man.
Fucked with the Cop Shop.
I got CDs there, records, posters, everything. So awesome place.
No doubt.
NECRO, man, this was awesome. I really appreciate you taking time out to do this. And I think this was my longest one ever. I usually go for like an hour, but
yeah, I'm a babbler.
I like it. I like it, man.
Well, you know what it is? It's like it's there's a lot to say. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do an interview and just be like so NECRO, how was it when you started Psychological Records? Yeah, it was cool.
Right.
No, because there's some people that like it. Yeah, it was cool.
Yes, I've been doing this for a few years, and I've had a few people like that where it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, I just I go off on tangents.
Yeah,
but that'll give you good clips. You'll have good 1 minute, 3 minute clips you can post up, and
exactly.
And that's that's a good thing, especially for the podcast world.
Yeah.
If you can have something that people can sink their teeth into,
yeah.
Like a subject, and then the person's passionately talking about it, and so that's definitely something I noticed even with the new podcast I've been doing lately. And then they chop it up and it makes nice clips.
Yeah.
Online.
Oh, let's be honest, no one's here to see me. They're here to see whoever I have on. So I love it when you talk and you fucking get into it.
Well, you know something? Don't think like that. Eventually, ultimately, you got to make yourself a brand. Because we could say the same thing about Joe Rogan, but I'm not getting 100 million, and he got the 100 million, right? So
yeah. I try to, I have my names here, my logos and stuff. I try to make a brand.
I say, hey, why we can all fucking get rich. There's no reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's helping each other, right? I'm helping you.
Yeah.
Hopefully people are even if it's a couple of thousand or 100.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let each fan teach one fan tell another. This guy NECRO's cool. Because the way I look at it, I'll never get the promotion I should get that like a major label guy gets. So as many years in what I do, it's always uphill battle for me. Like I said, I could be big, but I'm not going to get Jack Harlow promotion. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not on, being pumped on that level. So for me, it's always let's make a new fan.
Yeah.
Forever. It'll always be. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's fine.
Yeah. And that's what I try to do too, is not only, push my own stuff, but push people I think are interesting or have something cool to offer. And even if it gets, like you just said, a couple more people, fuck it, So
all right, bro. So
thank you so much, man. Really appreciate this. And we'll keep in touch and I'll put some clips together.
All right, sounds good, man. Have a good night, all right?
All right, man. Thank you, you too.
Peace.
Peace.